Okay, so we'll start our discussion on today's Bhagavad Gita Shloka 13.32. Before starting, we'll offer our obeisances. We'll pray to the Parships, Jagannath Baldev Subhadramaya, Jai Gaur Chandraji, Sri Vaman Devji, Shuramji, and all the assembled devotees, Shri Prabhupada. Om Adnyantimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Pavani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shubhadi Pachatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. On the chapter number 13, name is Nature, the Enjoyer and the Consciousness. So we are saying from this chapter per soul, who is the Kshetra, what is the Kshetra, what is the Kshetradnya, who is the Kshetradnya. So what is the field of activity, and what are the who is the Kshetradnya, controller of that field. And we'll see in this today's shloka how the soul is eternal, and how soul is doesn't have any impact of the activities of the body. Okay, so 13.32. We'll repeat the shloka. You can repeat after. Anaditvan nirgunatvat param atman mayam avyaya sharirasto api kaunteya na karoti na lipyate.
Anaditva nirguna tatvara paramatma.
We'll recite 3 times, then one and someone can repeat. Anaditvan nirgunatvat param atman vyam sharirasto api kaunteya na karoti na lipyate. Anaditva nirgunatvat param atma avyam sharirastopi kaunteya na karoti na lipyate. Anyone can repeat? Mataji, you can repeat. Recite.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Anatva nirgunatvat paramatma paramatmayam avyaya sharirastopi kaunteya na karoti na lipyate. Hare Krishna.
Very good. Thank you very much, Mataji. Anyone else? Prabhuji, any? Okay. We'll go to the translation and purport. So, translation and purport given by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Those with the vision of eternity can see that the imperishable soul is transcendental, eternal, and beyond the modes of nature. Despite contact with the material body, O Arjuna, the soul neither does anything nor is entangled. So, how it is explained in this verse? It's a very small verse, and a small purport is given by Prabhupada. So here in the purport, Prabhupada is telling that a living entity appears to be born because of the birth of material body, but actually the living entity is eternal. So he is talking about the living entity. Living entity means the soul who is residing in this body. He is not born, and in spite of his being situated in a material body, he is transcendental and eternal. So Prabhupada is telling here that how the soul is transcendental and he is eternal, and he is existing before the body existed. So soul is never like in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita also, the soul cannot be killed. Soul is eternal, like that it is explained. Same way here, um, Krishna is telling to Arjuna that a living entity appears to be born because of the birth of the material body, but actually the living entity is eternal. When the someone is taking birth, it may appear that yes, the new soul came into this material world, but it is not like that. The soul was already existing. He was in some another body, some other species maybe, but he got the material body of a human being or any other, even any other animal species also takes birth. The soul is there inside that body. So living entity appears to be born because of the birth of material body, but actually the living entity is eternal. Living entity, the soul was already there. He takes care of that body. He just enters into the body when the body gets birth. So it's like according to in the third canto of Bhagavatam, it is mentioned like Kapil Muni was explaining how the soul enters and how the uh, delivery happens of the child from the mother's womb, how the progress is taken place to Mata Devuti explains. So in that, how the when the soul is entered into the body, it is given. So he is not born. So soul never born. Soul is existing from time memorial. Like whenever soul is there from the conception. Like and in spite of he's being situated in the material body, he is transcendental and eternal. So soul is eternal like Lord. Thus he cannot be destroyed. By nature, he is full of bliss. How the Satchidananda we say, full of bliss, full of knowledge. Like that, soul is also full of bliss. He does not engage himself in any material activities. Therefore, the activities performed due to his contact with these material bodies do not entangle him. So, whenever we can see now how we can understand this. So, whenever we see any material body or any activities entangled with the material body, or if we understand that the soul is there and soul is inside the material body, but material body is going through many difficulties. We can see in this material world, as it is called as Dukkhalayam or Shashvatam, many different things or many challenges come into someone's life. And due to these challenges, the material body is devastating. It is not that uh, many people are there getting frustrated because of the many difficulties in this material world. But when someone understands the real knowledge, as is explained in 13.8 to 20, um, the real knowledge and how the soul is there and how soul is not entangled with all this because soul is eternal. He is there in this where many people are frustrated, many people are stressed out, even in the company they are not getting enough respect or enough salary, but even though they are getting, they don't know how to use it, they don't know how to wisely use it. And many people they are frustrated because of the relationships, many people they are frustrated because of their children, they don't accept what they say. And many problems are there in this material world now, and problems will be there because this is Dukkhalaya Shashvatam. In the Dukkhalaya, we will get only Dukkha. But only when we connected with the Lord and Lord devotees, we can expect some happiness, which is blissful. And that happiness is a feeling to the soul. So soul is always a blissful. But when we understand that we are not this body and we are the soul, then only we will be blissful. So that is the main understanding, that we are not this body, we are the spirit soul. And that soul is connected to the super soul. Therefore, whenever a super soul gets satisfied with the activities of the body, with the activities, then the soul will get happiness. Soul will be blissful. So that is already a connection, already a system. A machine is built up like that. So machine is like that. So whatever we may try to find happiness in the things of this material world, like iPhone 15, 16, many 21 also came, we will not be happy. So we will be happy only when we are connected within ourselves. We are connected to the super soul within ourselves. So that super soul exists in everyone's body with the soul. So soul and super soul both are the observer, both are the kshetrajna. So we can understand this with this chapter. And Lord Krishna is giving this analogy. There are two analogies in next two shlokas. Krishna is explaining that how that eternal soul is eternal. That is explained in next two shlokas. And Krishna is giving the analogy. First analogy was given that we'll see in the next class. Just I will explain the analogies. That like the sky, sky is there everywhere, but sky doesn't mix with any other thing. Okay, like sky is there in food, then there is a mud, it is there in the water, and because of that, the things process like Vayu is there in our body also. Because of that, our activities, many activities also takes place. Similarly, a soul is there in the body, but it never mix with the body. Soul is eternal. Even the body destroyed, soul will not get destroyed. It is difficult, it is impossible to destroy the soul. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavaka, nachainam yedaklan, na shoshayati maruta. No one can destroy soul. So soul is eternal and it is imperishable. So one more analogy is given, that is the sunshine. That sunshine is the proof of a sun. So sun exists. Like that, the soul is a proof of a consciousness is the soul, proof of a soul. So someone is having a consciousness. The chapter name is also like that. Nature, consciousness, like that. So soul is exist in the body. The proof is consciousness. If someone is having a consciousness, he is a conscious being, or he or she is a conscious being, then soul is there. It is the nature of a soul that the consciousness. So consciousness is there. That is a proof that soul is there. So if some soul leaves the body, we say that this man went, he left the body, or he or she left the body. So a soul leaves, body is there still. So we say that someone left means what? Soul left. So soul left means no consciousness. So consciousness is the proof that soul exists in the body. So soul is there inside the body, but it never mixes with the body. Soul is always eternal, is imperishable. So that is the learning of today's shloka, and we'll stop here for today, and we'll continue the next part of our Purushottam Mass activities. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.